batteries full, Liz?
Oh, you're good. That's good. That's good. Can you hear me, Grandma? Good. Good. I'd like to welcome everybody today. Good to see the good numbers today. It's probably the first service that the front seats have been filled in the Presbyterian Church, so we're going all right. Well, I'd like to thank the church for giving me the opportunity to share a message today. It probably won't be a full-on sermon, but like a proposal to an opinion of mine that I'll share. So in short form, a mini sermon. Yeah. I'd also like to thank Maura and John for organising this service. Yeah, it's been good with the youth doing the music and everything. I'd like to open with prayer. Lord, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share to our church, Lord. I'd like to thank you for your protection and your guidance. And Lord, may this message that I'm about to bring bless and warm the hearts of the congregation, calm the nerves would be good, and I'd like to pray that everyone will enjoy it. Amen. Well, I was just thinking that I should probably give a bit of a testimony, just a wee one. After Mr. Leslie preached about 3-4 years ago, and after the service I was talking to him, and he said that he said that it's easy to do a sermon, and that you should just get up and do it. So I've had that idea ever since. It's been on my mind for quite a while. I gave my heart to the Lord when I was 6, and my mum and dad's, when I was sitting with mum and dad on their bed. Me and Nathan were baptised on the 24th of April 2012, it was 2 years ago. And I've given 2 talks at youth and 20s. The first one was on friendship and relationships on the 23rd of October 2012, and the second one was on the children of God on the 28th of February 2013. I gave a wee talk on creation at a service which Dallas organised where people would just share. That was quite a while ago, I think sometime this year maybe. So basically the reason I haven't really shared the youth or anything in a while is because I've been thinking about what to do a sermon on. So yeah. But I've got about, to be honest, I've got about 4 pages of notes, so just bear with me. Haven't been doing it very long. Today I want to talk on 3 points that have been evident to me in my life and 12 years of faith. These are the points that I think were just important and, relevant to everyone. The first point is trusting God and not worrying, which is nowadays is a big deal. The second point is being a full-time Christian, and the third point is positive thinking and speaking wholesome words. So the first point is trusting God. And I've got a few verses from Matthew here. I'd like to read. For the pagans ran after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. That's the wrong verse. Right. Right. This verse is quite special for showing trust too. Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. Yeah. So, first point is trusting God. When you become a Christian, like when we got baptised, there's sort of like a covenant that, like a commitment that you make that you're going to trust God and believe that what He does for you will benefit you, and not worrying about things. So, yeah, this is the verse now. Therefore I tell you, that this is Matthew 6, verse 25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body than clothes? So it's about not worrying. It's about believing God will do believing God will show you the right things to do in your life, and the right way to follow Him. Not worrying. Worrying is a big thing in our society, in our world. I think there's a lot of things that people worry about. You've got economic, you've got social things to worry about. There's environmental worries, and there's a few political worries. That's just the result of, in a sense, it's just the result of sin coming into our world. Without sin, there would be no way, which would be a good thing, but sadly. So that's basically the point in trusting God and not worrying. When my grandma farmed, Isabel, when she was quite sick in Waka, I just flipped through my Bible and I came across Matthew verse 6:25, and I read through the whole chapter of 25 to 33, titled "Do Not Worry." I thought it was a very special. It was quite a special thing for me to be able to just open the Bible and have something so relevant for her, and she said that it really helped her and calmed her personality a bit, like comforted her. Yeah. It's funny that Maura and John picked Proverbs 3, verse 1 to 6, because that was actually going to be my first reading of the sermon. It's just a bit of an opener, but it already got read, so it's amazing what God can do, really, eh? The second point, being a full-time Christian. reading from John 5, verse 30. By myself I can do nothing. I judge only as I hear, and my judgment is just. For I seek not to please myself, but him who sent me. That's Jesus speaking in John. So being a full-time Christian it's pretty important. It's based around circumstances and emotions. It seems to me that it could vary. It could seem very easy. It could very easily. It varies for each Christian, depending on their circumstances and everything. But what the main thing is, it's not leaning away from faith. It's not sometimes when you feel good, yeah, God's great. But sometimes when you feel bad, it's you forget. But we don't want to do that. We want to be a full-time Christian in our journey. And I mean, I feel a wee bit out of depth. Only been a Christian for only been 18 years old, and I'm probably most of everyone here about had the faith for about quarter of the time. So I try to be a full-time Christian. I've seen that it's our faith that fixes the emotions. These emotions are like feeling angry, annoyed with someone, or being unhappy. What we need to do is we need to stop, take 3 deep breaths, and say something along the lines of, "Thank you, Lord, for this life." Now, it's simple, it's effective, and I've done it quite a few times, and it's just it's really amazing how it can just relax the emotions spiritually and mentally. For me, it really has. When I've felt anger or anything, yeah. Now, no one's perfect, but no one said Christianity is going to be easy. Life is about circumstances, so it depends on the circumstances of which you live when you're a Christian. So that rounds off my second point. What's the time like? Am I going to? It's not much meat and veg for you, sorry. That's right. Number 3, the third point, positive thinking and speaking wholesome words. Now this, I think for everyone, it can have a big effect on the way that you think and the words that you speak out your mouth. I mean, yeah, it all has a big effect. And sometimes, in some cases, thoughts can do more damage than words to yourself. Yeah. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for building up others according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." So it's about thinking positive, and it's about talking positive things. It's not letting unwholesome words or criticism or anything come out your mouth. I mean, it's sort of like me when I'm batting. I mean, if I think that I'm not going to do well, and this guy's a real fast bowler, I'm not going to be able to do it, he's just going to bowl me out, then the reality is 2 more balls, I'm gone for a duck. It doesn't work. I mean, you have to think positive, you have to think confidently. it's also like, it's in all sports and it's in all areas of life. I mean, the All Blacks, if they think, this South African team, they're a whole new look team, I mean, we're not going to beat them. But it's because the All Blacks think so positively about themselves and they're so confident, they've been able to win so many games, and that's why they're going so well, and that's why they beat Scotland this morning. Nearly lost it. But yeah. Thinking positive thoughts about other people and about yourself also. Which sort of comes under the umbrella of not judging others also. If you think about someone in a bad way, then your perspective of them will be in a bad way. And if they interact with you, then you're not going to take it very well, you're just going to take it as a negative thing. So it's about thinking positively about other people too. I've got a Psalms 134 here, 139. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. So, based on that, if you think negatively, the things, your relationship with God can sort of be wayward. I mean, if you're always going to think negatively, then you've got to, you can't really, you've got to be open-minded and just be willing to share in positive thinking and thoughts with God also. Good. So, just to round off all the points I've made, I mean, I understand I'm a bit mumbly, but I think I've improved my speech, well, talking in public places this year. It's been really good, in English and everything. So, we have to trust God. We have to fulfill and go to be a full-time Christian, and we have to think positively and speak wholesome words. In my talk, I think it was on friendship and relationships back in December of 2012, I come across a verse, and it's stuck with me since then. It's probably my favourite verse. It's simple and it's short, so it's good. You are my friends if you do what I command. So it's short, but it's to the point, and it's powerful stuff. So if we do these things, if we trust God and not worry, and try to fulfill a life of being a full-time Christian and think positively and speak wholesome words, then by some measure we should be able to become friends of God. I mean, we're friends of God as Christians, but with these things, your relationship will be strengthened. Yeah, so thanks for listening. I mean, these are the points that I thought were relevant. I'm probably a bit politically incorrect, but hey, it's a free world. Thanks for listening to that. I'd just like to ask the congregation for a bit of prayer, because if you went to the City Impact Church, we watched a movie where where there was a guy in his philosophy course, and he was put to the challenge, well, he was made to write on a bit of paper, God is dead. So in that movie, the things were that philosophy is a godless philosophy. So I would ask for prayer that my philosophy courses next year in university, that they will go unchallenged and I'll be able to complete the courses without being confronted with my faith. So that would be really helpful. I'd just like to leave with a Joel Osteen quote. He's a preacher of the champion in you. That's basically his message a lot of the time. Yeah, this is from Joel. I believe if you keep your faith, you keep your trust, you keep the right attitude, if you're grateful, you will see God open up new doors. So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty powerful quote too. And I'd like to end in prayer. Lord, I'd like to thank you for the day today. Thank you that the weather is cooled off. Lord, I know that I find it hard to get the words out sometimes, but I pray that these words have reached out to the congregation, and I pray that they will receive it and believe it. Thank you for your creation. Thank you for this church, and thank you for the unity that we come together on a Sunday to excel. Amen.